207. We're making one of my favorite things in the 207 kitchen, pies, because we're talking about an event called Pies on Parade. What are we making here?
Today we're going to demonstrate how to make a lattice crust pie.
And that's just one of 20 different pies that you can taste. Join us for 207. We're in the 207 kitchen today making one of my favorite things, pies, and we're joined by Cheryl Michaelsen and Janet LaPosta of the Manor Inn in Rockland. Good to see you guys.
Thank you.
Now we're promoting an event called Pies on Parade, right?
The Historic Inns of Rockland are a group of inns that have created an end-to-end pie tour where you go around and sample 20 different types of pies, sweet and savory.
What a tough job.
I know. And it's you have fun doing it, and we raise money for the local food pantry.
So how much is each ticket?
$20 for adults, $10 for children.
And you get 20 pieces of pie.
You get unlimited pie.
Oh.
And you get a pie cookbook. And you get to watch some of the demonstrations.
And it's all for a good cause.
All for a good
pantry.
cause. And we do it for
fantastic.
2 days, January 14th and January 21st.
And I know that this time of year, the food pantries tend to be a little low.
Absolutely.
This is the time of year where they really need help.
Absolutely.
Janet is going to show us how to do lattice work on a pie.
She does one of these demos as part of the event. You also get to see demos at all of the pies.
So you've made the pie crust and you've rolled it out.
Tell them a little about what's so special about your pie crust.
I like my crust because I put butter, Crisco, sugar in it. Oh. And then let it chill for a couple of hours because it is a pastry. Then I roll it out.
So your crust is going to be pretty sweet.
Yes.
It's a yes.
Well, it's not awfully sweet, but just a little sweet.
That sounds great.
And I just rolled it out, and then I take and put a little egg white on the top just to make sure that sugar adheres to the pastry.
And we should point out, you're using regular sugar.
Yep, regular sugar. Yes, regular.
And this that you've rolled out is for one
pie crust top. And actually, you have some excess, but I usually make something else out of that.
Okay. What do you usually make?
Oh, little strips with cinnamon or jelly,
little treat
cheese.
For the kids, yeah. That sounds great. And I notice you keep it pretty thick.
I keep it thick because I like to be able to taste the pie crust, because when you're doing a lattice pie, you don't have that whole top on there.
Okay, yeah.
So,
and I noticed you use
like
a pretty deep dish.
Yeah.
Should I bring this over here?
Sure.
The pie that's so you already have the bottom shell in.
Right.
And this is a cherry pie, my husband's favorite.
Well, I like to do 3 thick pieces of crust and then interweave the smaller pieces because it's easier and it's better, I think.
Now, this is an interesting implement that you have. Tell me about that.
Well, this is a pastry cutter that I thought for a long time was a pizza cutter.
Yeah, it looks
but
like
I got up
like
with it, and it just cuts really nice, gives you a nice line, and it gives you a little edge. It's not just straight. Would you like to do some?
Sure. Sure.
Be my guest.
So I noticed you're not necessarily being.
I don't make.
You just go.
Yeah. I just eyeball it.
We love that. So some of these are a little thicker.
Yeah, the thicker ones I like to put on first because you're lifting them.
Okay.
And they work a little better that way.
Now, is this a family recipe, or did you come up with this?
No, my grandmother taught me how to make pies over 60 years ago.
Oh, so, that's great.
So
and now you kind of just do it by, you don't measure, it seems like.
No, well, you do sort of measure, you know.
We serve pies to our guests all year round, and she ends up making over 500 pies a year, Kathleen.
Oh, they keep you busy, huh?
Yes, they do. Yeah, I like to put the thick ones, the wide ones on the bottom at first.
And did you just use canned cherry mix?
Sometimes I do. It depends on what you can get at
time of year. If you can get fresh.
This is, it's a little too thick. This is pie crust mix, but you have to put some lemon juice. You can't just, throw pie crust in, or pie filling in there.
Yeah,
filling mix.
Yes,
right. You have to use your own judgment. And
do you add sugar?
Sometimes I add sugar, not usually.
Oh, you're
because
getting fancy there with it.
Now this, I'm just interweaving it.
Okay.
And if you're using any kind of frozen berries on the top, it's much easier.
Because they don't stick.
Right.
Oh, I see.
They're
okay.
frozen, and you can take your time and work it along, just kind of push it up. I'm not exact about it.
Now, is this just one of the kinds of pies?
Right, I do.
Are you making other kinds of pies for the Pies on Parade?
Oh, yes. I did 40 pies last year.
You're
and I do
kidding.
have to.
Janet and Cheryl, thank you so much. It looks beautiful.
Thank you for having us.
It looks beautiful. And we do have a finished product over here that you were kind enough to bring in. Looks fabulous. I can't wait to cut into this.
For you.
Yes.
Thank you
And
so
for everyone
much.
else that can join us at one of our events.
Thank you so much. And if you'd like more information on Pies on Parade, again, the dates are January 14th
And
January
January
21st. Tickets are $20. If you want more information, just go to our website and click on 207, and we'll be right back.